Welcome, everyone. All right, as we get started, as we always do, tell me something that you messed up on this week or a lesson that you learned. I'll jump into wins. Tell me your mistakes. What you got?
Something I learned this week, not to say it's big, but I've been messing with ChatGPT for the first time.
Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of
It
you.
is mind blowing.
Yes.
And like my little sister who lives next door to us, she's deaf.
Uh-huh.
And so I played with her with it yesterday. And she is just fascinated because she could type in, yeah, what she wants and then it just pops up. So it's big, you know.
Yeah.
So we were just making up big scenarios. Birthday card for mom, like stupid.
It is.
I'm fiddling with it. I'm getting in with the technology.
It is the craziest thing because you can use it as like any way you want. They just came out with a study about how people use it. Supposedly, if you didn't graduate from college, you typically use it as an assistant, like write this email, do this thing, and that's how you talk to it. If you graduated college, you use it as like a consultant, like, hey, help me with these different scenarios and things. So, very interesting. What else? How else did you guys mess up? Because that's not a mess up, that's a lesson learned. What did you mess up this week? You're not trying hard enough if you do mess something up.
I got lost in the corn maze.
How about a win? There's a win from this week. Yeah.
So with all the Tylenol talk with autism, I have a neighbor who has two boys that are 13 and 15, and they're severely autistic. And for her, she has her own experiences. And so I called her and I was like, what do you think about all this stuff that's going on? And she gives me her whole spiel. I listened to her for an hour.
Oh my goodness.
She finally was like, my goal for them is that they have their own apartment because they have an electricity business they're trying to do. Because also, when they have these two boys and they have another daughter who's not autistic, but she's allergic to everything. EpiPen is on him all the time. With their retirement, they have to include their entire family. And so retirement for them looks different than it does for like a normal couple.
Yeah.
Because it's so much more saving and they feel behind. But she said, my goal is to have my boys be in an apartment where we can check and make sure they didn't burn it down and they're putting on deodorant and brushing their teeth, but also that they can have their own life. And she's like, it doesn't feel possible for me. And I was like, actually, there's that house that I told you about that's $1.
Yeah.
I went, there was a house that was $1 that was only like 7 minutes from our house. And it doesn't have an HOA and it has a rentable basement and they took it off the market because people didn't take it seriously. But they're gonna put it back in the market in the spring and they just want an offer. So I mean, market value is like 530. I don't think they're gonna accept $1.
Yeah.
But you could make an offer if you want to think about it. And she said she's talked to her husband and take some steps.
Ooh,
So that was exciting
I
because
love that.
it's about patience.
Yes.
She talks forever. So we ended up talking for like an hour and a half. But we got some response.
I love it. Okay. Highlights from Kira here. Talk to more people. Listen to what they have to say, turn it into real estate, and then have random offerings. She didn't know about this house in the neighborhood that was $1 that's now off market, but it's gonna go on like listen to all she knows. So good. Good work. Welcome to the team. Chris, introduce yourself. What's all about you?
Okay, my name is Chris Boyer. I just passed my test last week, so I'm still waiting to get my actual license. But yeah, I returned from my mission this last summer and decided to get this. So So I'm here,
Where to serve?
Tokyo, Japan.
Were you ever in Tokyo?
I served about a year in Tokyo and then a year outside.
Okay. I think it'd be so cool to go to Tokyo. Let's take a team trip. Everyone in?
It's just hard, cause like, isn't everything in the characters?
Yeah.
So you can't like be, well, actually, they speak English, don't they?
Yeah, and they'll have like little like tiny characters that are like alphabetical characters next to a lot of their
Okay.
stuff, but then like just in order to get by, you can learn like common characters. So I know the common characters, but it's like very fancy as all I know.
So different than just being able to read. All right, Rise. We got some good classes coming up. So tomorrow we have Kyle Larson. He's coming in to teach open houses. That's part of your strategy at all. You 100% should be there. If you've never gone, you should go and see how he does it. Everyone does open houses a little bit differently, but it is a great way to meet people and do a ton of marketing. So definitely come check out what Kyle has to say. And then Monday, every single person in this brokerage should go to Mondays. It's Kate Slater, and she is teaching on social media. If you don't know who she is the director of lead generation for the Red Sign team. Her job is to get more leads for all of the agents that are on the team, which is about 20 agents. So all day, every day, she thinks, how can I get more leads for these 20 agents? And then she just goes and executes on that. She is like very high level. She is probably one of the most talented people here, and I hired her, so. I found her. I trained her. I made her awesome. And then we're gonna start back over in October. I think the first week is all about buyers. So get ready for that. How'd the fall festival go? Okay, got lost. Did anyone else participate?
There were mostly people.
Yeah.
It's mostly like kid centered. So I took my 71-year-old father. But we got pumpkins were nice.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a fun event. I wish I didn't have all of the sports that we did, but I would say plan on participating next year for you guys that didn't this year. What was it, $650 a person? $850 a person. Whether you're paying that or you make your people pay that, that's a good little thing to set aside for marketing.
And get your wristbands early, because last minute probably saw.
Yeah.
But I got 2 extra grand,
Oh, good.
like. People were scrambling.
Yep.
I don't understand that. Why
Because they don't get any wristbands, or they get a bunch and
limit, like,
They said it's just like smallest number that they've had.
but why don't they just have it in a bag beside these people are buying? I don't get the script. Is
yeah,
there,
I don't know how this one works. I know for Splash Summit, we have like a limit and we cannot go over that.
Yeah.
And we decide that with Splash Summit beforehand.
Well, I'm assuming because like the allotted pumpkins,
Oh, yeah.
we had X amount of the free pumpkins set aside, like to pick
okay. I get it.
big pumpkins,
Yeah,
So they're still nice.
they're good pumpkins, yeah.
Pumpkins. But. I'm just thinking that's why, I don't.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know. You know,
It's usually easy to sell your tickets to someone else if you order too many. But these are the kind of things, so if you don't know, we do in the summer, we do Splash Summit. And rent the whole park out, and then this is our fall event, so those are the two things that Keller Williams as a brokerage does. Our little team, we do a handful of things, so we'll talk about one coming up in October, and then we're gonna do photos with Santa. December 4th, so that's gonna be free to you. All right, on Friday, we have lead gen in the age of AI. This should be awesome. This is Shoney's AI leverage series. So this is on Zoom. So if you have not scan that code, register, so you have the link to jump on. It's 11 o'clock tomorrow. And they're gonna have, I think, they're gonna have a little guest speaker. Mike P, I forget his last name. Super cool guy.
It's Chevy's favorite AI. Is it Gamma?
He likes a lot of different things, depending on what.
Is it one specifically, like that he used to throw together his fire presentation at that?
Oh, he used Gamma for
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, Gamma's cool. So he'll use a couple in conjunction with each other, so like he'll go to Chat GPT, have it write all of the stuff up, and then take it to Gamma and do it. Scott was trying to play with that the other day, by the way.
That's why I asked, because he told me I have to learn it.
He kept asking me questions
Yeah.
about it, and
I think I mentioned you, sorry.
that's okay. I felt like I gave him like possibilities and no answers.
You kind of figured it out.
So how do you do this, like, this ride goes all the way till 11:30 tomorrow?
He'll probably end by 11. We can tell him like, hey, we're gonna jump on this. I bet he jumps on it too, so. We can be like, hey, it's 11 o'clock, shut up. Novalee is gonna be talking about the 5 types of wealth. This is a speaker that came to Mega Camp. That Keller Williams put on in San Antonio the other day. Sahil Bloom, and great book. I'm actually reading it right now, so that should be a great team meeting on Tuesday. September 30th, when is that? 5 days from now. We're gonna do, this is a nighttime CE class, so if you're always like, why do you guys do so much in the daytime? Here's your nighttime thing. 7 o'clock, there's gonna be food. And Pillar to Post is going to put on indoor air quality. So if you want to learn about that, get a CE credit and some dinner. You can come. Okay, we are going to do our first time homebuyer seminar. We've talked a little bit about this. I can't remember the cool name we came up with, so ChatGPT came up with the new one for me, called Pathway to Homeownership. We're gonna put it on October 22nd from 5:30 to 6:30. This is for you to invite all of the people you know. So the quick and easy script is, hey, you don't own a house, you should come learn how to own a house. Or, hey, you own a house, who do you know that should be owning a house? Let's talk to them. We're gonna have Jake Butler at Aries Mortgage sponsor this, so he's probably gonna grab some pizzas for us. This QR code. It is mirroring. It says it's mirroring.
It's been like going on and off.
Stuff.
Whatever I did made it worse. All right. Let's try this again. Okay. This QR code takes you to a random website. I'm trying this new app. It's called Envelope. It's like an AI powered event platform. So seems pretty cool. But anyway, AI built us a website so you can send people there. They scroll down and register on the bottom. It's going to ask them which agent referred you. That's where they should put your name. I'm going to send out this list once we get it all done, so you can have your client's information. Ask for name, email, and phone number, right? Who's on that web page? Scroll all the way to the bottom. Someone tell me if it's name, email, and phone number.
Email, maybe, type for it.
Ah, we don't have a phone number. Okay, I'm gonna add in a phone number there. So.
So you'll send out the QR code for that?
Yep, I have an email in my draft right now. Then every single week, I'm going to pre-schedule out all of these emails. It's gonna be what you should be doing each week as we lead up to this, because this is coming up so soon. It sounds like it's so far away because this is like a week before Halloween, and it is in less than a month. Where did September go? Who knows? It's how time works nowadays. So get ready. If you want to be more involved with this, so more than just inviting your people and showing up, let me know. We've done this a couple of different ways before. We've done it where I've been in front presenting everything, and then I turn the time over to Jake to answer all of the lender questions. We've done this where we've had like 5 of us up front and we take turns going through different sections of it, and then we turn the time over to Jake. So I'm open to whatever, but if you want to be involved, with presenting, marketing, setting up, making it cooler, I'd love the help. So just let me know. Coming up. So next week, we're gonna talk about, Pack the House. It's our open house mastermind we're gonna do. On October 9th, I'm gonna get a guest speaker. I don't know who it's gonna be yet. I have a couple of people in mind, a couple of feelers out there. I will not be here, but it is going to be awesome, so you have to show up. Cause if I get an awesome guest speaker and then no one is here, I'm gonna feel very bad for them. And then on October 16th, we're gonna run through the first time homebuyer presentation. So you guys know exactly what to expect. And then we're gonna make some calls and invites to that, because that is the week before that. So get ready, we're coming in hot to that. Okay, our script challenge. Imagine you're talking to a buyer and they say, I want to buy soon. And soon is kind of relative. They're open to now, they're open to later. It doesn't really matter. They say, we're not ready to get pre-approved yet. Can we just look at homes first? Okay. So partner up around here, make a friend. And how would you answer this? We're not ready to get pre-approved. Can we just look at homes? You two partner, and I'll partner up here.
Yeah. And here, I'm the Dave.
I would probably say, think you look at it, you pretty
We
close.
just under housing 3 or 5
They're
years
good.
ago.
I don't want to get fired yet.
So,
Yeah, I think it's what I see today, I'll probably get people.
Okay, with these,
because housing sponsors, they can go into
let's just
the
like.
out here, I mean,
That means it's your shades, so it's anything positive.
Yeah.
and I feel that you're flat.
Let's talk.
I think a lot of times, what is
So you're, so, that,
you know, like they just want you to.
If I asked you to do this, we would.
You say, oh, yeah. So you just be.
Anything else,
so yeah, sure.
yes, I would be. Yes, now. And there was a-
Because
Yeah.
lots of- I'd say
I did $6,000. And she just like, okay, so it's the music, I feel she needs for sure.
So,
You look at
You
me.
know, he's there, you're supposed to be us there, she needs to be good.
that's,
I like that.
And you need to get pre-approved,
so,
too, because I don't want to get your hopes yet. Yeah. So then you need to just think that she's getting considered. The piece of shit. With that, because I know that.
I'll-
And then she.
it's really good. So think it's. It's not.
So the situation.
It's everybody's gated, right?
Yeah.
I'm in the 16th.
No, no, I think.
Okay, who had some good answers? What did you guys say?
Well, we had 2 different theories
Okay,
for 2 different approaches.
let's hear them.
My thing was, I mean, it doesn't hurt to get pre-approved, so we can, see what, I mean, that's the first step. So we can see, narrow down the search as to what you're actually is realistic.
Yeah.
And then I got.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree absolutely, but my SOI is Slavic people, they're absolutely different. And if I say to them that I don't want to show you this house, they will not work with me. I should show and then go to the lender with them and do everything for them. And on that way,
okay, wait, let's take a quick vote. Who would show a house without getting them pre-approved?
Maybe 1 or 2.
Okay, who 100% needs them pre-approved before you show a house? Who's right and who's wrong? You're both right. here's my scenario. You guys ever watch Property Brothers? Where they're like, okay, they could do their little buyer consultation. They're like, tell us everything that you want, need in a house, and they write it all down. And then they go take them out and they show them exactly what they described and exactly what they wanted in a house. And then they're like, oh, by the way, this house is $1 million over your budget. I was like, why would you keep working with that real estate agent at that point if you're like, this is my budget, this is what I want, and they're like, we found the perfect house for you. You just need $1 million more. Like, that's like a jerk move to me. So I always use that as an example of, I am 100% willing to go show you this house. However, if you don't qualify for this house, I don't want to be like the property brother that's like, you could have this house if you were better with money. So I am in the camp that I am definitely willing to show houses before people are pre-approved. However, I will always preface it, and it's not going to be to everyone. If I am questioning them at all, like, if I don't know how much money they make, if I don't know they own a home, if I don't think they're gonna be qualified for any reason, and it might just be that I don't know them well enough, I'm gonna be like, let's just talk to a lender real quick. If they're like good friends, or if I know by showing them a house that I am going to cement in their mind that I am their buyer's agent, then I will 100% take my time to show them a house.
I guess here's a question. Difference in showing the house versus like, can they get on your with an agent for their own houses?
Mhm.
I think like physically going, I think I'm more apt to like hear off the side of like I was saying, unless you're pre-approved, like I'm not gonna go on for a house with you.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason that I think it's good is to lock them down as a buyer. Cause then you can be like, well, look, I'll show you this one house. And then if, like, we need to talk to a lender. But even that, like, I hate it. I hate doing it. I'll do it all the time, but I hate it because. Let's say they're like, oh yeah, we can definitely afford $700,000. So you walk through a $680,000 house, and then all of a sudden they're like, I love it. You call the lender, and the lender's like, yeah. This exact thing happened to me. This was my mess up from a while ago. I was given a referral. He's a doctor, so he has money, right? Maybe that's an assumption. Bad thing to do, an assumption. He said, yes, I am approved with a lender. And I said, cool. I have another lender if you want to talk to him. He's like, I'm open to it, but I like my lender. And I'm like, cool. We go out and see houses. We didn't find the right house. We go out and see houses again. We didn't find the right house. We go out and see houses a third time. And he's like, this is the house for me. And I'm like, cool. He's like, actually, I decided I don't like my lender. Can I talk to your lender? I'm like, that seems weird. And he talks to my lender. My lender's like, the way that his income is coming in, he just started another practice, like it's kind of weird. Like, I think he needs to file his taxes one more time before we can make it work. Unless we can do all these crazy things and jump through all of these hoops. And he was like borderline being able to do that, but it just scared him away. So I'm like, dang it. I should have been more, who's your lender? Let me talk to him. How are you pre-approved? We saw houses that he didn't like, that were $100,000 more than he could afford after he was pre-approved with my guy, even like the jump through the hoops kind of a thing. So you're not alone on this. You're definitely gonna get tricked, even after years and years. You're gonna be like, that's fine, I'll show him houses, and then you're like, I wasted probably hours and hours of my life. He'll still probably buy a home. He'll still probably buy a home with me. Just not right now. And we could have known that with a simple pre-approval. So sometimes you need to lock the relationship down. Sometimes you need to say, no, go get pre-approved. So I'm
Busy enough to say I'm wasting my time. Showing houses. Me personally.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
like.
probably a great
if
excuse,
you
yeah.
Lock down the relationship and showing your skill level if I do show.
Yeah.
And it gets them excited and the wheels turning, like, you know, we've talked, my husband and I talked about moving.
Yeah.
But that's only every time we go see a house, and so now that we've kind of calmed down. We're like ready for Christmas.
Yep.
And then.
Until another house comes.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it just kind of helps people feel more excited about moving.
Yeah.
And the possibilities.
Yep.
But her busier.
yeah, if you are going to show a house to someone that's not pre-approved, I would preface it a whole lot. Like, hey, I totally will do this. I love seeing houses. I love you. Like, I want to be your agent and everything like that. However, I'm worried because I don't know if you're gonna be approved for this house, so I'm just gonna trust that you are. And then if you love the house and you can't afford it, don't blame me, okay?
Some houses that require the pre-approval letter.
Agents will say that, but the only ones that I've actually seen that were been like real are the multi-million-dollar homes. They're like, oh, you want to see this house? Show us that you can afford this. Like, we don't want. We're not running the parade of homes here. We don't just show you houses for no reason.
Well, it's just a fun way to say get pre-approved first.
Yeah,
You have to show.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah. And you can just say that. Oh, you know what? Most of these showings actually want us to be pre-approved first, so we're not wasting their time. Let's throw it back on someone else. It's a good one. All right. Today. Keep looking at the screen, assuming there's gonna be something there. And there's nothing there. Today, we're gonna talk about finding your focus. And I have an image. Why does this not work? So this is how. Let's see, what's this one? This is how most real estate agents run their business, is they do open houses. But if this is what it takes to find enough business to live your life, they do a little section of that. And then they're like, well, BizBoats, I hear that that works for people, and they do a little sliver of that. Spires, I'll do a little sliver of that. Social media, oh yeah, I should be doing that. YouTube, oh, I want to do that, and you put a little effort. Mailers, sure, why not? Door knocking, yeah, let's do a little of that. And then it's gone. What we are going to do is we are going to not do this. Big X. We're not gonna do that. Cause that is the worst way to do things. What's that like thing that they say? The guy that chases two rabbits catches none type of an idea. So we are going to focus in on fewer things. So we're going to use a tool of GPS. By the way, spoiler alert, we do something very similar to this every single quarter because we do this quarterly. You were not the only ones that do this quarterly. I also do this quarterly. So on the back side of this paper, I want you to wait. Does everyone have pens? Is there writing thing? Okay, so on the back of the paper, I want you to write one of your big someday goals. This could be anything that you want. It could be in business, it could be in life, it could be in money. It could be to go to heaven, I don't care. What your someday big goal is. There is no time frame on this. For example, I would love to be like an angel investor, where people come and pitch me money, business ideas, and I give them money. That would be so cool to me, to just like own parts of 100 companies or something. So what is your big someday goal? Write that out. Maybe this is just to take your parents on vacation often. Maybe this is own your own plane so you can fly wherever you want. Or just be a pilot. I don't care what this is. Some big day goal. Okay, we're gonna back that down into a 5-year from now. So if you want to be on pathway to that, where do you need to be 5 years from today so that you can hit your someday goal? So for example, 5 years from today, I probably need a lot more money if I want to be an angel investor. The alternative to having a lot more money would be having some sort of business that is on the pathway to sell, that would give me a lot of money. If you can accomplish your goal in 5 years, make this smaller and do it in 3. So if yours like, I wanna take my whole family on a cruise. And you're like, oh, 5 years from now, there's a world I live in where I could do that. And it's like, okay, where do you need to be in 3 years so that in 5 years you can do that? Anyone have a good one I want to share? It might be personal.
I have,
Okay, okay.
Chris and I'm gonna adopt a baby girl.
Ooh, okay.
So. That's the personal one that it comes with financial responsibility.
Yes. And you want it to be a girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start decorating.
So, great goal. Let's talk about where do you need to be 1 year from today so that you are on a pathway to accomplish that. And for this sake, let's go financial with that because there's probably a whole bunch of different things that need to happen besides decorating a room.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's ready. And a whole bunch of different ways you could do it, right? Just go knock someone up, boom.
Not necessarily how it works.
So where do you need to be 1 year from today to accomplish your goal? This needs to be very, very real. Like your someday goal might be a little like out there. Like, I don't, how much money do I need to be an angel investor? Like, I don't know, is $1 million enough? Is $10 million enough? Is that too much? Like, it's all kind of made up in my mind.
Right. That's the angel investors.
I've like read books and listened to podcasts and stuff. I don't know how much money, but every one of them says be prepared to lose all of your money. So I feel like if I like sold a business and made $10 million, my wife would not let me invest like 5 million of that.
Yeah.
She'd be like, you're just gonna throw away $5 million? You're like, yeah. But maybe she'd let me invest 1 million. Like, babe, I made 10 already. Just give me one more. So what do you need to be 1 year from today? So we're talking about like September 25th, 2026. Now we're gonna bring it down into this year. So by the end of December 31st this year, where do you need to be or what do you need to have accomplished to be there? This one needs to be so freaking real because this is what we're building our whole plan off of. So shout these out. Where do you need to be by the end of the year? What do you need to have accomplished or done or be doing? Yes, this is called goal setting to the now. Stole it straight from Jay Papasan and Gary Keller. They keep going, by the way. They look at the quarter and they go to the month, then to the week, then to the day. That seems like overkill to me because I just want to plan for the quarter. Can't plan for a year. Okay, what do you guys have? What's your quarter goal? Where do you need to be by the end of the year?
I like that 2 transactions by the end of the year.
2 transactions. Are those closed or under contract or? Okay, 2 closings by the end of the year. Okay, let me.
Four.
4? Okay, let's do it.
What's average per transaction?
It depends. The average GCI right now is a little over $12,000. Then the 50-50 split with the team, so you get about 6. If you're already done a few like Kate, then you're on your way out. If you do 4, and so maybe like
What you guys have?
$12,000. Yeah. Yeah, that's like a $500,000 house at like 2.5% commission. Gets you somewhere around there. Ish. All right, so Kate's got 4, McKay's got 2. I like that you already went to closings because then that my logic brain just loves that I can just jump through these hoops. What else? What do you guys got over here?
I want at least 2 closings, but I want 3, but I need to.
I love the need and that the want is bigger.
I have one.
One. What's your goal?
Maybe 2 to 3 calls.
Okay. So I want you to think about this. So you all have a closing goal. First thing to think about is closings take about 30 days. Right? If you had a buyer right now that's not cash or a listing on the market and you get an offer that is not cash, you are probably 30 days from closing. Right? So that's gonna cut out 1 month from where we're at. So you really only have 2 months to get a closing. Hence me asking, is this a closing or an under contract? Because if it's an under contract, we can put that anytime this quarter. It's a closing, it has to probably happen by really like mid-November to get it closed this year. So you're like 45 days to find these people. So then the next question that I would ask in my little coaching brain is, can you name these people? Right? If you want 4 people, are there 4 people right now in your pipeline that you think these people could legitimately buy or sell a house in the next 45 days? If the answer is yes, then your biggest focus should be, how do I convert these people? What do I need to do with them to get them under contract and then closed? If you don't have that many people in your pipeline, your question should be, how do I go find these people and do it within 45 days so they can close by the end of the year? Isn't it crazy when we think about like, we're talking December 31st, and I'm like, you have like 30 to 45 days to find all of these people. If you want a Christmas present, you have to have someone probably in October identified. And then they'll probably close by the time in Christmas. So what I want you to do is we're gonna build out this GPS. So what we've done is we've gone through and we've identified a goal and we've brought it all the way down to like the now-ish. So it is the one goal to focus on. This is the one thing that matters. Nothing else really matters. I mean, family, God, all of those other things, those matter too. But this is your compass. This is your map of how you're going to do it. Everything else is going to be a distraction and we're not going to worry about it. So you're going to hear about cool things that other people are doing, and it doesn't matter if they're not part of your plan. Once you get up and going and this works, then you can either decide, how do I replicate this over and over again, or how do I just go add something else that sounds cool? Right? It's not a shiny object like everyone chases in real estate. So how this works is the GPS stands for Goal Priority Strategies. So we're going to have one big goal. I like to do this for the quarter. At the beginning of the year, well, towards the end of the year, I do one for like the full year. I do less of a plan for that because I feel like my plans change every few months. But if I do a quarter, I at least can stick to that. You guys ever started down a pathway and been like, I'm going to do open houses every weekend, and you do a whole bunch of open houses and you're like, you know what I hate more than doing open houses? Preparing for the open house, talking about the open house, door knocking for the open house. Everything about open houses I hate. So then you don't want to do open houses. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to go FSBOs and expireds. And you're like, you know what? I actually like this. Like, this is fun to talk to these people on the phone. But your whole game plan was around open houses and now you just switched. I do things like that all the time. So I'll start down a path and be like, this is my exact plan. I'm like, everything in my plan doesn't work. I need to change my whole plan. I still like this thing, but I need to change how I'm doing it. So quarterly gives you enough time to see if something's working, even if you hate it. And then you can make your changes and switches from there. So you have one goal. All of you mentioned a closing goal. This is good. I like money, I like closings, I like under contracts for these kind of goals. Then I want you to set 2 to 3 priorities. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this. If you accomplish these priorities, they should lead you to accomplishing the goal. Each priority is gonna get 3 to 5 strategies, which is exactly how you're going to do this. Ideally, we're gonna write this out as like a game plan that if like Chris wrote his, he could pass it to Kira and Kira could run his exact game plan. Right? So it's gotta make sense like that. So, we got our one goal. I have some rules here. As you're writing out your priorities, they need to be goal oriented, meaning if you accomplish this, it will accomplish your big one goal. Right? Some of these might be a stretch, like even McKay, he's like, I want to get a daughter, so I need money. So if he makes a whole bunch of money, that doesn't necessarily mean he gets a daughter, but it's down that right pathway. But you could do something, like if McKay was like, I want to spend more time with my parents. And I also need to make $500,000. Those are almost competing. Like you could make $500,000 and spend no time with your parents, kind of an idea. They need to be measurable. There should be some sort of metric around it. This could be time, this could be results. There's 2 metrics in this world. There's lead and lag measures, right? So if you think of like, I want to get fit, kind of an idea. The lag measure is when you step on the scale and see what you weigh. The lead measure is like, how many calories did I eat the day before? How much did I walk? What exercise did I do? Those, the lead measures you have control over, the lag measures are the results you get. I'm okay measuring either of them. I like to measure the things that I have more control over. Like I can control sort of how much I eat in a day. But I cannot control what that means for my weight because some days I'm running around like crazy, up and down the stairs all over the place. And other days I'm like sitting at my desk doing like emails and stupid work like that. But I can control some of those things. It needs to be crystal clear. Again, like if Chris passed it to Kira, she would know exactly what you're talking about. And then prioritized. So they're listed out priority 1, 2, and 3. They need to be in that order. Whatever is number 1 is the most important. You may not ever make it to number 3 on your list, but we're going to go down that. So as we write out the strategies, you'll notice that it is almost the exact same. They are goal-oriented as well. They are measurable as well. They are crystal clear as well. The difference is they also have a deadline or a schedule. So like I'm going to do X by Y date, or I'm going to do X 3 times a week type of an idea. So real examples of this is like, I'm going to call my sphere of influence every single day and make 10 phone calls. Right? Or I'm going to call everyone in my database by November 15th. Those are the kind of things. They are very clear and you can, it's almost like yes or no, did you do it? Type of an idea. We'll come back to this. So an example. And this one won't make sense to you because I purposefully did it way too big. So this cannot be your thing. And I did it for a year. So imagine an agent that wants to close 44 transactions in a year, and that just happens to average $250,000. That doesn't seem to math in my mind. I feel like you'd make more if you closed 44 transactions. Maybe this was a team member, not a team. I can't remember. So priority number 1, sphere of influence. They're going to get 24 closings. And how they're going to do this is they're going to call the database every single quarter following the DTD2 plan. Right, so that's each week. There's 2 letters of the alphabet that they're going to call, and that's going to make them call whole database 4 times a year. They're going to do a social media plan called 10-5-1, which is 10 comments, 5 messages, and 1 post per day. Week ties, they're going to host an event of different groups of friends 2 times per month, with a total of 6 different groups multiple times. So that's their game plan. They're going to do 50 lunches throughout the year, and they're going to host 2 events like Splash Summit and Jaker's Pumpkin Patch. with the goal of having 75 people attending those. Then priority 2, they're gonna do for sale by owners and expires, and they're gonna get 10 closings out of that. They're gonna make 20 calls every single weekday. They're gonna send out a letter to every new expired. They're gonna offer open house services to FSBOs and do an open house a week. They're gonna have every conversation gets added to the CRM and on their 36 touch campaign. They're gonna create a follow-up plan within 2 weeks, so they can put everyone they call on that follow-up plan. So, and then we would add a third one in so this is what we're gonna build out right now. And this is going to be kind of a group effort, kind of a solo effort. So on your very top, write your goal, boom. If you have not already, what is your goal? Kate says 4 closings, McKay says 2.
Is there a
It's
goal,
gonna be
the
fun.
ultimate goal or the quarter goal?
The quarter goal, what do you want to accomplish this quarter? So by December 31st, this thing has been accomplished. Then we're gonna do it a little bit differently. So you get 3 lead generation sources. One of them has to be sphere of influence. That's honestly, that should probably be number 1, especially for everyone in this room. And what I know about you, your closings are probably most gonna come from your sphere of influence. So I will put sphere of influence on line number 1. Now, I want you to imagine as if that is your only lead generation source. You are doing nothing else besides this. And not only are you going to accomplish this goal, next quarter, you're gonna double your goal and still accomplish it. So you're like, I'm gonna close 1 this year. Then you do 2 next quarter. You're like 4, then I'm gonna do 8 next quarter. So you're gonna compound it, it's gonna get real big. And I want you to figure out what would be your game plan if that is your only source of closings. And not only is it gonna cause you to hit your goal this time, it's gonna cause you to double that goal next quarter. And those are the things to write out to do. And I want to hear some of the ideas as you guys are writing out some of these strategies. We can help each other. By the way, this can be your draft number 1. I have a whole bunch more of these papers printed out. And as you could notice, that wouldn't be hard to recreate this. Not a lot of difficulty in creating the framework. So what are some of the things that you guys are putting out there? What are some of your strategies that are causing you to get closings from your sphere of influence?
For me, doing open houses for other agents,
Wait, you're cheating.
that's cheating.
You're cheating. That can be your priority number 2. Open houses. How about friends and family? How do you get business from them?
I'm already out, I'm already. Those resources, I don't have to be friends.
You're like the friendliest person in the world.
Family member, that's all I got.
Okay, we'll come back to you. What else? What else did you guys put?
Everybody that lives in South Carolina is a dentist, so I think follow up and see what he's finished up being out there.
Oh, cool.
The original practice here, and then he went to Lycus, but over in South Carolina. He's single. Doing his thing.
How could you scale that up to do it more than just him?
No, so that's one specific, but like mine is talking to my whole sphere of influence, saying, where are you at? Are you currently renting? Are you a homeowner? Are you looking to upgrade? Are you looking at investments? Just because I look at mine is a wide open spectrum of a lot of different people and different phases. Like if I look at just my specific age group, even within that age group, there's a lot of my close family and friends that are just in different phases.
Yeah,
One question.
So
Do realtors ever work with law?
like divorce attorneys.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have heard of no one that has done it successfully. Yeah. The reasons that I've heard that it does not work is so. Imagine that I'm getting divorced. And I have a divorce attorney, my wife would have a divorce attorney. If my wife's divorce attorney said, we have a real estate agent to use, you know what I would say?
No.
No,
I know. Well, how do you market to divorced? Like as a do they do mediation?
some do mediation, some. Go straight for the attorneys. I don't know. Like the classic marketing is you figure out like your target customer, so if you're like people getting divorced. And then you figure out where are those people hanging out, and then,
Divorced people,
yeah, pre-divorce people,
line dancing.
yeah. Like.
I'm serious, like all my divorced friends are like line dancing every Thursday. So, insanity.
Yeah, yeah, I have friends that do that, that are single,
Yeah.
and then they end up dating divorced people.
Gonna have to start line dancing, something called this.
Or you advertise at
If you know,
the,
you don't have to.
then you don't have to buy,
Goodness.
because that's the worst form of dancing.
You should have, you guys watch Modern Family,
Uh-huh.
the episode where Bill Dunphy has like 10 divorced, but. His best quarter.
Yeah, the other thing is you could cause divorces.
No, learn to line dance.
What else? What else?
Oh my gosh, I just had a thing. Cause I mentioned Derpalooza.
Yes.
So we have, anyway, my family has decided Derpalooza, because our last name's Derby. We have a pretty big backyard. And all of our birthdays average comes to like August 20 something, which is like our family birthday. And we're like, we should have the biggest party and have a mechanical bull. And our favorite show is Karate Kid, and we'll play against the rocks and have sushi chefs and then cars parked on, like just like on Karate Kid, because it's our favorite. And that would be Derpalooza, everybody would come. But I looked into buying a mechanical bull, and I'm like, well, it can't be cheap because they're offering financing and I can't get anyone to call me back. But well, you could open a line dance bar that serves non-alcoholic drinks, because everyone likes dirty sodas, and then have line dancing, and I could just advertise my real estate business.
And if you're not following Kara on social media, write it down the rabbit hole for you this morning
What?
and watch your posts with all your projects.
Oh my.
She's like super mom.
Yeah.
You really.
Me and my daughter opened a new business. We bake cakes that look like your face. And we had 2 orders this weekend. It was so fun.
I gotta see. Do they actually look like people?
I like your eagle thing.
Oh, yes. My costume.
Where did you come up with this?
This was one.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. This, can you see? His name is Craig. Oh my God. Let me show you this picture. Wait, this is the other one. This is the dad.
I'm 100% needing to do this.
I
with my-
know, everyone says that too. They're like, I love it. That's him.
Oh, that's so good.
Him. me find Craig. Okay, so this is Craig. You can see.
Yep, that's good.
I did my space like 5 years ago and everyone's so more so I'm like, I should just do this. And the slogan is might be good, might be bad, guaranteed. Because it's the best after. Anyway. I'm like,
Not that it's documented.
no,
So. Make this fun, like integrate it into your personality, but remember, whatever you're doing here, it has to cause you to accomplish this priority, and this priority has to cause you to accomplish your goal. So like if you learn to line dance, like that might be a stretch to getting more closings. Unless you're like then going line dancing with all of your friends that all are buying multi-million-dollar houses, and that could very well be like the event that you do with that. Okay, let's talk about other priorities. What are other lead generation sources are you guys looking to do?
Open house.
Open house? Kay mentioned open houses earlier. Anyone else on the open house train?
Need to get on it.
So let's talk about this. So if you have a goal to do open houses and get closings from open houses, what would your strategies be to guarantee that you can get closings? Like imagine that everyone in this room is an expert, or at least an expert at ideas. And we're gonna teach Chris, who just never had his license before, the secrets of doing open houses. What would we tell him to do? Whether you actually know what you're doing or not.
fill out information for them. Like if they come in, you can just be there and be like, let me get your name, let me get your number. let me
Yep.
get you-"
So you have
Be personal.
an awesome, like greeting in your open house. Hello, I am Cameron. Let me get your info. Love it. There's a strategy. How else?
Like I'm doing one tomorrow, first Saturday, Chris and I are doing one of the bus stores for Amber. And we have this whole feed plan. And anyway, but we're doing like a bigger pasta, just uncooked, you probably let it spot, worried bad with the pasta yesterday. We think it's gonna be fixed, it's development. And anyway, it's newer home.
This is one that's like a year old. And it's probably
But there's gonna be like multiple open houses surrounding us, but we're gonna be priced over $50,000 less.
Nice.
And so our tagline is, don't fall into an ordinary home, twirl into your dream.
Mhm.
I love it.
Kind of heavy, color copy, twirl pasta with a little recipe on it, fall theme, flowers, candles. This is our first solo one, and wearing outfits, we're gonna go all out. But we've already ordered us boots, searchers, like. I just wanna give as many, we don't have a huge spirit ones, so I'm just trying to get any French faces. Do what I can. And you're-
I love it. Love it. Okay, so what else? So go all out like this on an open house? What else would you do? And get closings from an open house. What are you missing? What do you need to do? Have ideas.
I think a lot of times that, so like picking open houses that are in market that you either know or making sure that you can search to know that market, be a master of that market. I was with Sam on an open house a couple of weeks ago. It was within my own neighborhood, and I was able to answer HOA questions and stuff. This was the same HOA.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that he.
Yeah. You look like the expert. So, yeah. So be purposeful about your open houses. Love it. Anything else? Have one. Have a follow-up plan for every single lead. So that you're not, so no one falls through the cracks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't have the MLS to give to them, get their email so you can send them the MLS.
Right.
Yeah.
We have plans to bring that. But we did that last time, they have average.
Yeah.
But we did it all in Canva, if you try to be.
I'm so proud. I wouldn't think you were a non-technology kind of person now.
I'm trying.
Playing with Chat GPT, you're on Canva.
And then getting like, said like, I want every, you know, and I don't know how many feel. I learned that from all chat. Do you like, you know, the owner really like to be checked in so that. That's what I learned from experience. Say the owners, you know, it's not required you would like to be checked in, like, through their home. Or do you just like, at the door,
I assume the sale. So I walk in like, hey, I'm Cameron, what's your name?
Okay.
And then you'd say McKay, and I'd say, do you spell that the right way? That's my favorite question. I just asked Chris this the other day. Do you spell it the right way? And people are always like, what's the right way? I was like, well, hopefully your name, like.
I would practice making sure you're the one in control and guiding them and getting them to say yes to you. Versus them saying, I'm just looking. Like, and sometimes it takes a couple of YouTubes of people that have really good practice at it, and I love watching them, but getting them to say yes. Like 10 times gets you. As like the pinnacle of what they want answers for.
Yeah, but I just assume the sale and. Like, what's your name? What's your phone number? Let me write that down. Dude, you don't have to give them a reason. I think most people assume that you're gonna get their contact information when they walk through things like that.
and if somebody totally resist, you just, because we had somebody at Plus. We did. It's like, I'm not gonna make.
You can always, like, sometimes I just joke around with those people, like, oh, so I can't spam you? No, like, well, yeah, kinda, like, that's not why I'm doing this. And then you can use any excuse, like. I need it, like, if something goes wrong, I need to have your info, the sellers here, like, I'll make a note not to call you because you don't like me. Whatever. And then you call them anyway. Yeah, sometimes those are the best people, because no one is calling them. So. Kate. So I want you to finish off your plans. So you should have 2 to 3 priorities. It should be very clear. This should be your game plan. So from here, basically what you're going to do is you're going to use this as your guiding document. You might want to make it prettier. Like I said, I have other copies. You can type it all out, whatever you want to do. But then as you go to a class and someone says, oh, do you know what I do? I do this crazy thing. I play Pokemon Go and talk to all the people in the park. And you're like, I would do that. The answer is no. That's the craziest thing I could think of. No one would have written down. Your answer is no, you're not allowed to do that because you already have your plan. You need to run through your plan. If your plan does not work, then you need to figure out it's one of 2 reasons why it didn't work. The less common one is that what you wrote down just doesn't actually work. The more common one is what you wrote down, you did not work. It was you didn't do the work to try to accomplish this. So I want you to write it down as if you were going to send Gary Keller this game plan and then live your life as if he is checking in with you. There's one more document we're not going to talk about. But I want to feature it, I guess we could call it. Is so what you do is we have this GPS, which is your quarterly plan. So quarter with an A in it. So then we're going to move this down to a monthly and a weekly game plan. And then that's going to move into your daily plan. So the quarter is this GPS, right? The monthly and the weekly, Keller Williams has a form called a 411, which is your 1 big goal, your monthly goal, and your 4-week goal. So what do you do every single week? It's I don't like it because it sounds more complicated than it actually is. Basically, it's a document that's like what's your goal? What you're gonna do this month? And then it breaks it down like a table into 4 weeks. That's 3, that's 5, no, that's 1. And so then it's like, okay, week 1, what are you gonna do? Week 2, what are you gonna do? And you fill it out each week. Whatever you put here goes into your calendar for that week, and that's what you accomplish that day. So basically, all you're doing is once a week, you look at your GPS and you figure out, what do I need to do this week to accomplish this goal? And then you put that in your calendar as an appointment with yourself and do it. Questions? This is one of the most powerful things that you can do because you are bringing this crazy big goal. Like, remember, you set some someday goal and you backed it into what you need to do this quarter. If you can keep that someday goal in your mind, like imagine that literally every action that you're taking each week is leading you towards that. And the longer you wait or the less action you take that you already wrote down, you know you need to do, the further out you're pushing that goal. If I actually want to be an angel investor, I need to take action today because that is not like a overnight type goal. If I want to buy an island, I don't know, and have a plane that I can fly there, like those are expensive. I could probably do that when I'm super old if I keep doing smart money things, or I can do more work now to have an island sooner when I can actually enjoy it. So whatever your someday goal is, if you want to speed it up, it's your actions now. And we're going to cut the noise out. We're going to focus on the important and go and execute. If it's not working, we're not going to waste more than 1 quarter on something that's not working for us. But if you don't do the work, then don't change your plan. You have to work your plan. Because everything works in real estate if you do it right. I know people that get crazy closings off of social media, off of YouTube, FSBOs, expireds, door knocking, cold calling. Like, you name the lead source, there's someone that does it really well. And also name the lead source, and I can tell you a handful of agents that have tried it and tell me it doesn't work. I know someone that their whole closing plan is open houses. That's where they get all of their business and they do all of their closings via open houses. I know a bunch of other agents that tell me open houses don't work. And the difference is one's working them and one's not. And then get consistent around it. So, okay. If you want extra accountability, when you're done filling this out, send it to me and let's make a check-in plan. When are you going to check in with me? When am I going to check in with you? Kind of an idea to make sure that you're living your plan. And then as you are hitting roadblocks in this plan, let's meet up and figure out what can we do to remove those roadblocks, or how do we get past them so that you can keep going down your path. Sound good? Let's do it.